Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I'm George. We're all George. So, good morning. Welcome to another market open stream. It was a rough weekend. We're starting out this week. Let's see what happens. But there's certainly a lot of global uncertainty, a lot of debates, a lot of people talking about what's going to happen next. Bitcoin, however, is here to stay, and it's a clear hedge. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world today. Let's do it. Let's do it, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are starting out the day above 100, which is good. Slightly below 101. Yesterday, like I said, it was a rough weekend. Yesterday or the day before, we saw Bitcoin crack below $100,000, go to 98.2 before recovering back up, right? This red line right here represents right around $100,000, and it's good to see Bitcoin stay strong, and you'll see why many are still viewing it as the ultimate hedge, and they're loading up. But, obviously, we did have a little dip. Why did things go down? Well, it's because of the war. Obviously, a lot of you guys have picked up on it. My video yesterday was about it, right? This whole bombing of Iran, unexpected, I wouldn't say out of nowhere because it was already talked about, but the timing of it was unexpected. And, it got a lot of people worried. A lot of investors are worried that this may be pulling us into all-out war, and with that, a lot more spending. And that's not what people want, right? People want less spending, and we're going in the complete opposite way. With this war, with this big, beautiful bill, with the tariffs that don't seem to be working right now, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. There really is. And here's another one too. Iran, after the bombing, threatened to close down the Strait of Hormuz, and that's where 25% of the world's oil flow through. So if that does get closed, that's going to drive oil prices upwards too, and that's not what people want. It has gone up already since the war started between Israel and Iran, but if they do close that strait, price will go up a lot more. Right now it's just up 1%, but it could be up as high as 25% or 30% or even higher than that, right? So none of it's good. And people are worried. Although, I got to say, what we're opening up to right now in the US, Dow only minus 60, NASDAQ minus 100. This is way better than I expected. Seeing how much crypto fell over the weekend, I expected today to be much more red. But I guess we'll see as the day goes on. If you look at, I'll get to some of these stocks in a bit, but Circle is barely down. You got Robinhood and Coinbase down slightly. Look, Circle just turned green. So, it's not all that bad, and maybe we do flip back into the green. Maybe the traders just say, well, whatever. We're just going to move past it. I guess we'll see. All right. So what else do we have to look forward to this week? Actually, besides the war, we have a lot to look forward to. Powell is going to be testifying in front of the House committee. He seems to testify in front of the House committee all the time, right? I don't know what else they need him to say. He already said what he needed to say in the FOMC meeting last week. But he will be speaking, okay? They're probably going to ask him a whole lot about rates now that we have bombed Iran and prospect of being pulled into war and all that stuff. Okay, so that is coming up Tuesday. You got a GDP report coming on Thursday, as well as some other like data points like pending home sales, initial jobless claims, but GDP is a big one. And then Friday, we got another inflation reading with PCE, which is different than CPI. PCE is actually what Powell likes to see. So we got several major things that can move markets as well in the United States. So we got to wait for them. Hey, we're getting a little bump here. A little bump. That's pretty good. All right. Now, as for why Bitcoin is the clear hedge, I just got done saying, okay, we got a lot of uncertainty, a lot of worries out there. Okay, what it all leads to possibly is a monetary collapse. Our deficit continues to go up. Entering the war is not going to help things. We are now officially above 37 trillion. Top left-hand corner. There's a lot here. Okay, but top left-hand corner, 37 trillion. We were just talking about 35 trillion last year. Then we bumped up to 36 trillion. Now we're at 37 trillion dollars. Wars, they cost trillions, depending on how long. And we don't want that to go up. Okay. And the bigger that number gets, the more money we have to print, the more money we have to borrow, the more interest we need to pay back. And it's just a never-ending cycle, right? So we're just at a point like we really don't need more debt. We don't need to spend any more. So that's why you have a lot of people that say, hey, you need to buy, you need to hold assets, hard assets, like gold, silver, and especially Bitcoin. You can see Bitcoin in bold. Robert Kiyosaki, one of the biggest gold bugs out there, is now turning into one of the biggest Bitcoin bugs out there. He highlights Bitcoin being better now, even though he has billions in gold and mines and real estate. He likes Bitcoin better now. It's really alarming how fast this deficit is going up by. Every second it's going by $10,000, something like that. No, faster. It's probably every second it goes up by like $20,000 or $30,000. Every second. All right. So, who's on board? Well, a lot of people, and Grant Cardone is someone new. His brother, Gary Cardone, has been in crypto for a few years. I've seen him around at conferences, spoke to him a couple times. But now his big brother, I don't know if it's big or small. I don't know who's the older brother. But Grant Cardone, known for real estate, has just added 1,000 Bitcoin to his balance sheet. And he's changing everything because he has this program where you just basically give him money and he uses it to invest in properties and you get a percentage of the growth. But now he's combining it so that he's adding Bitcoin to his treasury. And now when you're investing in him, you get not only the growth of real estate, but the growth of Bitcoin as well. So interesting. He says he's becoming the first real estate Bitcoin company integrated with a full Bitcoin strategy. So he's turning the corner. And he was also at the Bitcoin conference too. I saw him walking around. I didn't get a chance to speak to him. So that's pretty positive. 1,000 Bitcoin is no chump change. That's over $100 million. The same thing with Metaplanet. Acquired 1,111 Bitcoin for 118 million. So obviously he's not stopping. And obviously Saylor's not stopping. Although Saylor's buy looks tame compared to those two other buys. 245 Bitcoin, 26 million. It's almost as if Saylor found some chump change and it's like, yeah, might as well buy some Bitcoin with it. So obviously you have a lot of people that continue to stack sats because they recognize Bitcoin as the ultimate hedge. Okay, what may happen short term, like geopolitical tensions, war prospects, stuff like that, could obviously move Bitcoin's price, but long term, nothing outperforms it. Here's another example. Jetking, India's biggest Bitcoin giant, or will become India's biggest Bitcoin giant, they want to buy 18,000 Bitcoin. You got everyone coming in. And Texas just passed their SB 21, so they became the third state in America that will have a Bitcoin reserve. Texas, huge. All positive stuff, guys. All positive stuff. And here's the other positive thing to look forward to. CME gaps. I hate CME gaps. I know a lot of you guys do too, because CME gaps usually gap to the bottom because we always have these like gaps on our way up. We miss it and we have to fill it, and then unfortunately it brings us down. But here's a good one. Because of the sudden drop over the weekend, we now have a CME gap leading back up to about 103, 104,000, right? It's a small gap. We're not that far away. We're like 102 now. Look at that. We moved up a little bit. But normally speaking, gaps fill. And they tend to fill sometimes very fast. So we could be right back up to 104 as if nothing happened. And there's something else too that's very actually good about these like sudden drops with, where is it? Oh, maybe I closed it accidentally. Sure, there was something else that showed that whenever there's like a prospect of war or something like that, you see a sudden dip and then you see a big recovery afterwards, because these dips are usually knee-jerk reactions. And there was no need to sell off Bitcoin at all. And people realize that after the fact, and then they just come right back in. Here's something else that's interesting. Short-term holders, this is not even long-term. Short-term holder cost basis is about 98,000. So even though Bitcoin over the weekend fell to 98,000, basically everyone was still even or in the green. Long-term holders, obviously the cost basis is a lot lower, so there's no worries at all. So these temporary blips are just distractions. They really are. And the best way to ignore them is just to ignore them or take advantage and DCA. Okay. So last three things I want to show you guys is this, that CME gap I mentioned, right? We had a knee-jerk reaction downwards, but we could be filling that gap and moving back up in no time. We're still waiting for that next leg up. This weekend distraction did bring us down, but we could be recovering right back up as if nothing's changed, and we will continue forward. Last two things. Last week I talked about the 16 billion credential hack. Seems like we're seeing some of that hit people. This not so much. Hackers breach Cointelegraph and CoinMarketCap with a new wallet connection scam. Anyways, it doesn't matter how legit the source is. If someone asks you to, connect your wallet because of some free airdrop or something, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Okay. These airdrop scams, every time I hear about someone with their wallet drained, it's always like, oh, because they're trying to redeem or get some free airdrops. Just don't get any of the airdrops. Okay. The chances of connecting your wallet to some kind of fake airdrop site is extremely high. And in this case, people think probably like, oh, Cointelegraph CMC, they're legit. I can connect my wallet. Boom, you lose all your crypto. Just don't fall for any of the airdrop stuff, okay? You're not going to make millions from your airdrop. You're not going to make anything from those airdrops. Don't risk your wallet to connect to try to get like $10 worth of airdrops, okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. But that, this could have something to do with that 16 million credential hack, right? Maybe that's how they got in. Same thing here. Trezor warns of phishing emails. People send you emails saying, whoa, you need to change your password. You need to log in right now. Blah, blah, blah. None of these guys will ever send you an email asking you to change password. And if they do, that means it's from a scammer. And usually you could tell from the email. The emails are so obvious. It's like a Trezor email, but the email address is from like a Gmail account. Like you could just see that it's a scam. They're not even being smart about it. They're not even spoofing Trezor's like email or something like that. They're sending it from some weird email thinking that you're not going to notice. Just take a second to look at it. All right, guys. That's pretty much it. Let's see. The U.S. market has turned green. Wall Street is ignoring. Man, look at this. Good thing I got some Circle last week. It's up 7% and it's still going. Wall Street is treating Circle as if it's going to be the next giant, like Visa and MasterCard, who are worth $500 billion. That's still like 10x from these levels. Let's see. Robinhood is down a little bit. Coinbase down a little bit. And what is it? MicroStrategy down a little bit. Circle, clear winner. All right. And Bitcoin, clear winner, coming back up. Now, as for the alts, I mentioned it. Even my yesterday video, alts are just not doing well. Seems like every time we have a little dip, alts get weaker and Bitcoin dominance continues to go up, right? So unfortunately, that's just the landscape of retail investors right now. They just sell off everything. Certainly not like Bitcoin. The big money, the smart money, whale money, institutional money are all in Bitcoin and they're not really going away. They're not being distracted. They continue to accumulate. That's the right way to do it. But alts, unfortunately, have not been strong at all. And this sucks. All right. Let's do some Q&A. I did not watch the finals. I had no interest at all. And most of America did not either. And it turns out to be an asterisk finals anyways because Halliburton got injured like in the first quarter. So it's like asterisk win. Did you see the robo-taxi event? I saw clips of it. I don't know why people are impressed. That's how FSD is. Anyone that owns a Tesla, especially like a Cybertruck, you use FSD to drive. That's what the robo-taxi event is. The car driving itself in the city. It's not like amazing. I guess there's a lot of people that haven't experienced FSD. You have FSD drive. That's how good it is. It's just the only difference is they turned on unsupervised FSD rather than supervised FSD. But even supervised FSD, you're not doing anything other than sitting there. You just can't be on your phone or anything. But outside of that, it's driving itself. You don't even have to put your hands on the wheel. You're just sitting there. So I don't know why like people are so amazed about the robo-taxi event. Do I drive my Ferrari often? No. No, I do not. I only drove it one time this year. I need to drive it more. The good thing is I did not lose any money on it. I asked the dealership to give me an appraisal, and it's exactly how much I bought it for. So that's the good thing about high-end cars. They don't really lose their value unless you buy a bad one. H-Bar Dano says, I enrolled to HVAC school trying to make more money for crypto. That's the right way to do it. You can't invest unless you have dry powder. You got to have that extra money on the side. Are there any car meets close by where you live and you've ever attended? No, I haven't. I've been to a few, but not really. I don't really go to car meets. I'm an introvert. I don't like to go to places, like random places, and just like start up a conversation about cars or anything. I like to just be by myself. So I'm totally not the type of person to go to a car meet and start asking people about their cars. That's just not me. You know, there's a younger influencer dude. Okay, a lot of you guys may have heard of him, or your kids watch him. He's called Ryan Trahan, and I saw a video of his recently, and it shows you like basically anyone can make money if they just want it, if they want to hustle. Um, that's really what it comes down to. So he created this video where he starts out with $1 and then he wants to double it every single day, and he wants to see how much he can double it before he can't anymore. And you know, it starts out basically he's trading, he's buying things and selling it, and that's how he's doubling it. Later on, he's just doing tasks, like he's doing DoorDash or he's doing dog walking or whatever, right? I mean, the guy was doing DoorDash by running, first of all, and then he's doing it on his bike. Eventually, he upgraded to a car, but he was making hundreds a day just doing it. Like, it just shows that anyone can do it. If you actually needed to make extra money, if you wanted to make a few thousand on the side to invest, anyone can sign up to DoorDash and start doing it, or anyone could do dog walking. Anyone could do a variety of tasks. You just can't be lazy. You just have to hustle and do it. Or you could sell things online. But I really enjoyed that video, and he does a lot of stuff like that. But it really shows money's everywhere. It's just a matter of if you want to hustle for it. Nino, check out BXX, responsible for MetaMask card, Exodus card, Ledger card. They have 7 out of the 10 DeFi wallets. Okay. What card? What card are you talking about? An 8 million market cap project? Too small. Hey, Tesla's up 5% today, almost as much as Circle. Circle is up 8%. Look at that. Just never stops. Tesla had a big bump today. Dean, congrats. You just got yourself banned. Stephen Young, you missed my super chat. What was the super chat? Know anything about staking Sol on Phantom for PSOL? No, I don't. Stuff like that, Steven, ChatGPT it or Grok it or just do Google searching. If you want specific DIY instructions, I'm not the best person to ask. What about a ZR1X? I would love to get that. But it looks the same as a ZR1, but the performance of that, you know, Ferrari's going to be embarrassed. If they test a ZR1X against the new Ferrari F80, and if it somehow outperforms it in any meaningful way, it already outperforms the top speed. But if it could beat it quarter mile, if it could beat it half mile, if it could beat on the track, I mean, or even come anywhere close, Ferrari's going to be super embarrassed. Their F80 costs like $4 million. And ZR1X is probably going to be like 300, 400,000. Maybe not even that high. Maybe like 250. I would love to get it, but like Chevy said supposedly they will produce as many as people want. But I don't know if you could just walk in and order it. Like I called for a ZR1 and this dealership by me said, "Oh, you know, we'll put you on a list. You're third on the list. I don't know how many allocation we're going to get." It's always like that. And if they get one, they're going to ask you to pay 100,000 over. But ZR1X is supposed to be a different thing. You could just place orders. It's not about allocations. It's built according to orders. That's how Ferraris are, most Ferraris. So I don't know. It's good to see. Well, I'm glad to be wrong because yesterday in my Sunday walk video, I said, well, I think today and this week could be a bloodbath because of the war. Today, obviously, I'm wrong about that. I'm glad I'm wrong. We're coming back up. That's good. But, you know, the week is still young. Hopefully nothing else happens this week. But if we could recover right back up to 104 as if nothing's happened, then great. Samuel, thank you. Tor, would you recommend I keep my 10 Solar convert to Bitcoin immediately? I can't tell you what to do there. Okay, but I think you could see how Bitcoin dominance continues to go up right now. We're nowhere close to altcoin season, although there's still a chance it's going to happen later this year. Market doesn't believe. Oh, you just retracted your message. Trump says everyone should keep oil prices lower or they're playing into the hands of the enemy. You notice Trump wears that MAGA hat like everywhere and for everything. I don't recall any presidents doing press conferences like wearing a hat. I think Trump is the only president that has ever done that. He must be making a lot of money selling hats. Man, we're getting full-blown rally right now. Manu says, I don't think hats go well with a formal suit. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you there. Would I ever get a Maybach? No, they're just Mercedes. They don't stand out enough from regular Mercedes. That's how I see it. Bush wore hats all the time. I didn't pay attention to Bush. That was way too long ago. So, um, and even if he did, was he wearing hats that he was selling? That's the key thing. Why am I not buying ETH? Nothing against ETH, but I just like other things better. What's your take on Bentley? No, no. Bentley is barely above the luxury brands. It's owned by BMW. So, I mean, if you want to be a baller and you got a lot of money, you go Rolls. Rolls is like a step above Bentley. They're not on the same playing field. Um, so if you're full of money and you just want to spend it, go buy Rolls, not Bentleys. And the Bentley Bottega is like the ugliest SUV I've ever seen. I don't know why people buy it. It's really ugly. Oh, I'm sorry. Bentley's VW. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I've heard Maybach is noticeably the smoothest and most comfortable ride. I've heard that from people before, but they don't look the greatest. And it's like a Maybach GLS 600. It's basically just a GLS, and then they kind of upgrade it a little bit. It's not worth like the extra money they put on top of it. That's how I see it. Mercedes are good already. You could buy some very expensive Mercedes already. You don't need to step up to a Maybach. It's a waste of money. And again, if the point of it is just to waste money and show how rich you are, then just go up to a Rolls. Like Maybach and Rolls prices are pretty similar. Am I still holding Circle? Yeah. I did not buy it debut. I did not buy it anywhere close to IPO price. I bought it last week when it was in the 200s already. I'm up now for sure, but man, I just didn't believe that Circle can sustain this upward trajectory, and it just continues to do it. People love it. People think that, Circle and USDC are going to be the future, and they keep loading up on it. So I FOMOed in, and it's working out so far. What's the latest news that stands out to you from uni? Nothing. I don't know of any new news from Uniswap. It doesn't need new news. It's the biggest DEX there is. So that's all it really needs. Man, Tesla is exploding today. Look at that. Because of Robotaxi. Again, I don't know why this comes as a surprise. FSD has been out for a long time. I've been saying how good FSD is. I don't know why this is like a shock for people. Mike, appreciate it, man. Hope you're still doing well. How do you like my steaks? Raw and bloody. No, I'm just kidding. Medium well. Not too bloody. Now Circle jumped up to 12%. Opinion on Say. Say and Kaya, I've been monitoring both. They have done pretty well recently because Say was selected by Wyoming to be the chain of their new stablecoin. Anything with stablecoins is hot. Kaya also involved with stablecoins, mostly in the Asian area. So both of them have done well. Again, I'm quite surprised XRP is not gaining the stablecoin momentum right now, but others have. James, please tell us how your LC500 is. It's awesome. I would recommend anyone who could afford it to go get a LC500 convertible 2024 plus because the screen has changed to a touch screen and you get wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. It's amazing. Amazing car. Any opportunity I get, I go drive with the top down. Having convertible is awesome. The exhaust note is awesome. Good power. It looks amazing. I love it. I love it. Top crypto trades. I no idea what that is. Did I buy any Metaplanet? No. I'm surprised. Look at it. They're down 8% today. Why? Same to MicroStrategy. You know, I have a theory now that, you know, it's not a theory, but I think it's pretty true. MicroStrategy doesn't move anymore because Saylor continues to sell stock, issues more stock to sell, to buy more Bitcoin. So that's why it can't really sustain above 400. You could see how it kind of like flatlined, right? And I'm guessing Metaplanet's kind of the same way now, but you know, if you look at Metaplanet, they have been moving. This is the OTC one in the US, not the actual one in Japan, but it should follow it. It seems like it has stalled out a little bit because I think maybe they've done the same thing. Man, anyone that bought options of Circle at the beginning of the year or 2 months ago or a month ago to now could have made like 1,000x if they bought the right options. We hear about ceasefire. We hear about anything about both sides or one side stopping. The markets are going to react very positively. I have not driven a CT5 or CT5V. I don't pay attention to Cadillacs other than Escalade and a new Escalade IQ, which is actually a really good car. Micah, I know Toshi wanted the memes on base, not interested in it. Sui coming up a little bit. I'm actually quite surprised how far it fell. I don't know why. Same thing. XRP was below $2. It also fell a lot. Solana also fell a lot. It was in the 160s, and now it's like 130s. Alts, man, alts has just been so disappointing. Almost no point of holding alts at this point. All the Bitcoin maxis are definitely winning. My DCA portfolio shows Bitcoin having a bigger piece of the portfolio. Alta has just been super disappointing. Hopefully there is still going to be an altcoin season. Durant to Rockets. Durant is still a solid player. I could care less about the Rockets. Hopefully they do well. They probably will, but again, I could care less about the Rockets. Coinbase turned green. That's good. Coinbase is getting close. Honestly, right now, if I'm being honest, like stocks, crypto related stocks are more interesting than alts right now, if I'm being completely honest. Led by Circle for obvious reasons because it's been pumping so much. But like, Coinbase, since its bottom of April to now, really good moves. It's getting close to their IPO price of 400 something, close to 400. So Coinbase is doing good. You got others like Robinhood that's been on an absolute tear. I have a lot of options in Robinhood, made a bunch of money with them. And obviously Circle is just like parabolically in a parabolic rise right now, right? Like these stocks of these companies have been doing way better than alts. Like alts just continue to go down and down and down. It's like, man, I'm paying more attention to stocks than alts these days. The 2019 Accord 2.0 Turbo, by far the best sedan I ever owned. Huge upgrade from the 2012 model. I agree with you, Clifton. And if you drive the 6-speed one, it's even better. It's a lot more fun. But Honda got rid of the 2.0 and got rid of the 6-speed because they just want boring cars. Yeah, Huckleberry Native, you got it right. Okay, retail right now, they're not buying alts, they're not holding it. That's why it gets weaker. But Wall Street, the big money, continues to load up on Bitcoin, why it is so strong, and load up on stocks, which is why some of them are so strong. And the stronger stocks get, it's going to make it harder for people to put money into alts. Like when you see Circle mooning right now at 15%, it's going to make everyone go on Robinhood and say, I'm going to put money into Circle rather than DCA into Solana at this point. You grow, I grow. I appreciate that. I try to do my best to make people, you know, understand the situation and stay in the game. All right, guys. I'll let you guys go. Overall, today's surprisingly good. I thought it was going to be bad, but it's good. So, great. You got a lot of good movers. Bitcoin's recovering. Alta recovering slightly. Stock market doing well. So, things are good. Smash it a like. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for my video tonight. You guys have a good one. Take care.